What's up, all you cool kids? This is Daisy Collins of TsunamiRose.net coming at you live from my craft room here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Hi, Miss Jen. As I do Monday through Friday, bring you junk journal content and videos. Hello, hello. We are back to some actual junk journal projects. Before I've been on this never-ending quest to make fabric banners. But anyways, we're still working with scrap fabric, and we are back. So I had a bunch of these. They're just like vocabulary words. I got them at the thrift store, and I saw somebody else do this, so I'm like, well, I have those too. So then I just did them. I just have a little piece of fabric, and then I have done the border on a bunch of these cards with a bunch of different thread colors. I also have some blue. The blue looks really nice. So I just spent, I don't know, a couple hours doing that. Just wanted to do something, so. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just adding a little scrap of fabric to these cards. I'm almost out of the thread of this yellow, but that's fine. So I have these little fabric scraps cut up for something else, but they're gonna work for this project here. I wanted to look through my actual scraps. These are like for a specific project that I never got to, that I haven't gotten to yet. Let me be positive that I haven't gotten to yet. So I'm like, I need scraps. I actually got my scrap bin out and I was like, this is so disorganized. So I need to really organize my scraps. I think I might do that soon. So I'm just using an 1.5 inch piece of fabric, and it looks like it's by 2.5. So 1.5 by 2.5. And I am just folding it in half. I'm going to hold it on what seems to be the middle of the tag. Nothing of this has to be perfect, but I try to be as neat as I can. And I have my sewing machine set to, oops, something just bunched up. That has not happened. Just sewing fabric on here. It's so cute. Jen says, you know that point where you don't even want to walk in there? I need to organize my craft room. Oh gosh. You're funny. And what I need to do is, the one corner that really does need some organization is my dies and my stamps. My stamps are literally just thrown, just in random places. Completely random places. What can I do to keep this in place? Should I clip it on? Let's see. I'm trying to figure this out because it's a little slippery to try and put the card underneath. So I'm thinking, I just remembered I have my the junkiest jacket. You would think I can't afford anything, but this is just so comfortable. It's like not hot. It's not hot, but it keeps me comfortable because it feels cold in here. So I will continue to use it until it completely falls apart. Okay, let me see about my clips here. Oops. Let me see if this will work. Miss Jen, I went to Joann's today. I'm trying to get the selection of fabrics I know I have. I went to Joann's today, Miss Jen. There is a sewing machine that I liked. Well, it was in my price range. It was $10.99. And the lady's showing me the sewing machine, and I'm like, this is nice. I apply for the credit or whatever, and they say, okay, you can get something up to $5,000. I'm like, that's great. Yeah, I don't need That's crazy. But anyways, they said you can get some up to 5,000. So okay. But I was just thinking, I haven't gotten anything. I have to think it over. I cannot spend that much money and just like, I'm just not good at spending that much money. I have to think about it. So, anyways, she's showing me the sewing machine. It has everything. It's a Viking Husqvarna. I don't know. Viking Husqvarna. It wasn't the cheapest sewing machine there. It was, I think, the second cheapest. I think the cheapest was 300 something. But I inquired about the 1099 one. It uses the same, it looks like the same bobbins. Now, obviously, I'm sure they're not, but it looked like the same. And it seems like it has everything. It's just, it's such a crazy machine. It's just more than I need, you know? But also, I want to buy it for longevity. I want to have a sewing machine for a while, you know? I don't mind getting it serviced and all that jazz. But I don't want to keep having to buy a new sewing machine every 6 years. So I told this lady, I was like, to be honest, she's like, how do you use your sewing machine? I'm like, to be honest, I said, I work in paper crafts. I said, I sew paper. I told her, but I also sew fabric. I even told her, and I'm like, and I use really cheap thread. And her eyes almost like bulged out her head. Like I saw her eyes twitching, you know? Like, I'm going to be the roughest person on this sewing machine ever. And so she said, yeah, well, I mean, she's a salesperson. So she's like, yeah, this will work for that, if that's what you want to do. She's like, but you know, the reason why we don't suggest anybody use cheap thread on anything, she said, is because you'll get lint and dust inside the sewing machine. I said, oh, I'll get them serviced, you know, every so often to make sure that that's not a problem. But she's like, oh, yes, and I'll show you how to clean it too. Mine uses the same bobbin too. Look up reviews. Miss Patricia, hi, darling. See, the issue with the reviews is that this sewing machine, I don't see any reviews online. I see one review from a month ago, but I don't know what language it's in, and I don't know what they're saying. So that's a hesitation I have about purchasing it, you know, because I need to have a video. I like to have a video review, and it doesn't seem like I'm going to get a video review with this particular sewing machine because I don't see one. I don't see one online. I don't know if it's brand new. I don't know. But the price that is there at Joann seems to be cheaper than the ones I see online, like of the same model. But it's such a crazy machine. Like, I can't imagine one more expensive than this would do, other than cook me breakfast. But this machine, like, basically, she's like, oh, if you pick the stitch, it'll tell if you pick the fabric. She said if you tell it what kind of fabric you're using, and you tell it what stitch you want to do. She's like, it basically like gives you the recipe, like use this foot with this tension, and it like sets its own tension. It says what? It sets its own tension, which sounds cool, but also a little weird because I'm used to adjusting it myself, you know. So I don't know how that's going to work with paper versus fabric. Maybe she'd have to show me. I don't know if she'd be willing to show me on paper how to do it. But that's it seems like that's the one I want. It does auto sewing. It does I guess it's like an embroidery kind of sewing machine a little bit. I'm sure it's not the best of best. But it also has the auto threader. It has the auto backstitch, which I liked. You can do free motion quilting, which I've been wanting to try. But this machine, I never actually looked into how to do it with this machine, so I can't say this one doesn't do it or it does. I don't know. But I've been wanting to try that, and it does it. The only thing I don't like about it, and I've been trying to talk myself through it, is that it. So I cannot talk in clip apparently. So it has this feature where, like, okay, so see this right here, part of my sewing machine. All this right here. This and the bobbin, no, not the bobbin, the thread is all in this like case that you flip up, and I kind of hate that. I don't know why. I hate the look of it. I just hate that flip up part. I don't know why that's there. It's just, I just don't like the look of it. Also, I wonder if they all do. I wonder if that's the thing now. I don't know. I just don't like it. Also, I'm just not used to it. Also, what about it? What I also don't like, I have to find where the bobbin is because this plate right here is solid. So I don't even know where the bobbin is. I didn't ask. And I didn't realize that till after. I didn't realize till after that I didn't know where the bobbin was. Because like I said, this plate here is solid. So I'm like thinking right now, I'm like, where is the bobbin? I don't know. But what else? And I was thinking, should I go to some other store and see what they have? You know what I mean? Or are they all going to have that flip up feature, which I kind of don't like. I really kind of don't like it. I don't like that it flips up. It's just strange. It's just strange. I'm so used to my stitches being right here, and I can look at them. Yes, the one that I got, hang on, I did Google it, so maybe it'll remember. It was the, oh shoot, what was it called? Hang on, I have it on my phone. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it on my phone, the Tribute 150C. It's $10.99. I saw it online as high as $1,400. 150C. I can only find one video on YouTube about it, and I don't know what language it's in. I honestly don't. I have no idea. And that's it. That's the only video. And then there's another video, like I guess the model before that one. Daisy, I take John's suggestion to go to a mom and pop. At the mom and pop, you said yours was a grand on sale. Okay, did you get to make payments on it? Are you making payments, or you had to pay for it? So I was wondering, I could go I could go check out the quilt shops. I could go check out certain quilt shops and see, or even go to the place where I normally get mine serviced and go see what they have. I really haven't considered that. My friend said Joanne's, and then I just went to go check it out. And like I said, I applied for credit. These are going to look really cute with all the different fabrics and the colors. And I made my match, of course. They look so cute in yellow. They have a line of credit you apply for, and it's no interest for you. Oh, Jen, that sounds fabulous. Because this place gave me 6 months. I have to pay it off in 6 months. But you know, whatever. But if I could take longer, why not? Why not? I'll go check out maybe the place where I get mine serviced. I'll check them out. Just to see. This fabric is cute. I used to wear shirts with this pattern. Oh my god. I used to love it. In the 90s, all the 60s stuff was in. I did dress very 60s in the 90s. It's kind of funny now thinking about it. Here we go. These clips saved my life again. Oh, and the bobbins. Oh my god, you guys, the bobbies. That doesn't make any sense. The bobbins were colored. It said watercolor. That's why I said that. That's why I thought watercolor. But they're all like different colors, which I thought was super cute. Let's see. Right, it's like $100 a month for a year. Then it's paid off. I even added an extra warranty, and they sell it for free in that period of time. Okay. And what kind of threads are you going to be using? Are you going to be using like the fancy threads, or are you going to be using like I have a whole set for $20 that I like. I don't know. I like the colors. I told her, I said I use cheap thread. Help me out. And she almost refused to help me. I'm just kidding. I told her, I said I'm not a professional. I'm not, sewing anything extravagant. I mostly deal with paper and fabric and, making, I even said like junky projects, I said. And that one just kind of happened to be in my price range. See, okay, I can do it without it, but it's kind of annoying without it too. I haven't tried the cheap thread in it yet, but I found out these shops have thread sales too. Like what kind of sale? Because I'm really cheap. Especially for junk journals. I like variety. I like a lot. I like a lot of colors, and I don't want to pay a lot. And that's my problem. I don't know if I can kick the habit of cheap thread. I really don't. Because as far as I'm concerned, I am not a professional to be using fancy threads. I cannot see myself. But then it's also like I was also considering like, am I going overkill with $1,000 sewing machine? Because to be honest, my computer was only $600, and I make money off that. And so I'm thinking, do I even need $1,000 sewing machine? I'm thinking a lot. I have a lot going on in my mind. Because this sewing machine is like got everything, but it's got a lot of stuff I really don't need. But I'm sure once I get one, I'll be like, oh, how did I live without it? I'm honestly a very frugal person, like, to be honest, like not by necessity, but I'm a pretty simple gal type of deal situation. That's just me by nature. Yeah, but how much was the two scanning cuts? The two scanning cuts was $600. Or was it $700? One was $350. One, I believe it was probably $450. So probably like $800. But I've also anything I buy, I do try. I go in it with a mentality of I'm gonna make my money back. Right? That's how I think about it. I'm gonna make my money back, so it's okay. I made my money back for this sewing machine tenfold. So I know I should get it, but I'm still like, oh, I want it. It's got everything. It's got the most. It really does have the most. And the sewing machines that are like $300 don't have the most. And I'm just like, I want the most. I just do. I want the most. You use the sewing machine more than anything. I really do. It saves me a lot on glue, you know. It saves so much on glue using my sewing machine. And me being frugal, you know, that's important. I'm just kidding. Shop around. I'm gonna look, but I mean, I'm gonna buy something that's $1,000 anywhere. You know what I mean? So, how much am I really shopping around, other than maybe brand and maybe the other ones don't have the flip up, or maybe that's a thing everybody has. Does everybody have that flip up feature? It feels like everybody has that flip up feature. Is that the new thing? I don't know. I don't know if I like it. But then I also thought, like, I'm thinking a lot. Okay, I'm thinking a lot. I also thought, I was thinking, because I was like, oh, I can't see my thread. Why is that weird? That seems weird. But then I'm also thinking, do I really need to see my thread? Like right now I do, because it's running out. So I would have to have it flipped open, and then that would kind of interfere with my screen. So many factors to consider. So many factors. So many important factors. So many important factors. Let's see here. Yes, get a reputable brand. I mean, what's a bad brand? What is a bad brand? I don't know anything about sewing machine brands to understand. That's why I went to Joann's, and my friend said Viking is like their top of the line. And sure enough, it is. Okay, I just finished up this thread. I'm so happy. I'm trying to use up my little threads here. I have a couple that are like down to the very bottom. But of course I have my yellow somewhere. Here it is. Our yellow. I know Baby. But Baby Lock, is that a brand? Or, I mean, I haven't seen anything that says Baby Lock. I mean, at least at Joann's. I've never seen a machine that says Baby Lock. Looking at this sewing machine, I cannot figure out how to thread it. I was like, what? It looked completely different from my sewing machine, so I was like, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. And then I was also thinking, oh my god, I bought so many of these sewing needles. Are the sewing needles gonna work in this other sewing machine? I don't know. And then I got scared because I have so many of these sewing needles. I bought a whole buttload not too long ago. Well, change is difficult, you guys. Change is really difficult. But that grinding sound is kind of getting on my nerves, on my last little nerve. I gotta fold it in half here. My needles I bought work with the new one and my bobbins. Ooh. The bobbins looked exactly the same as these ones. But of course I could be mistaken. It was just at a glance. I did pick them up, but it was just at a glance. Oh, it was so nice to see that, like, oh, I can set it to have the needle up or have the needle down, just like right here. It was like click, click, click. I can have it so I can turn the back stitch on and off, just like right here. It was pretty cool. Daisy, sewing needles are universal. Okay, good, because my needle is universal. It says universal on it. I asked them to make sure it's sharp. I will make sure because I mean I don't know any better. So but that's good to know because I just bought so many of them. I found a bulk offer and I was like, this is good, I will buy them. You know. So okay, thank you for the information. I did not know that. I did not know that. There's its own button to do that. To do what? To do what? To do what? But you know what I didn't like about this sewing machine? I honestly didn't like about that sewing machine. And honestly, the whole Viking Husqvarna, whatever brand, they are so bulky. Oh my god, these machines are so bulky, so square. It's so weird to see something like that. And I kind of didn't like that design either, to be honest. I kind of wasn't sold entirely on the look because I was like, and you know what? It was really heavy. So, well, I just needed to know, is it heavy? It was heavy. So I just didn't know how to feel about it being so heavy. But I guess if it's better, like, you know, obviously like a better design, better parts, I guess that's why they're heavier. But I was like, ugh, because I carry mine in and out of this room, up and down, you know. And I kind of like that because I need to move it out the way. And then I'm thinking it fits right in my little cubby hole. And I'm thinking this machine is not going to fit in that cubby hole. Oh, the put the needle down. Yeah, it's open. Hi, River City Creative. But certain brands may have special needles. Of course, they want you to buy their own brand. Of course they do. Of course they do. So, okay, that's something to consider. Making sure I can use universal needles. Okay, I had not thought about that before. So that's another thing I need to think about. Okay, thank you guys are really helping me out. Okay, let's get... It felt like a 90s computer, the design of those machines. It was just so ugly, to be honest. It was just like, I don't know. I don't like this. Didn't really like it. I have a Bernina. Kathy, hi Kathy. Kathy says, I have a Bernina and I can't bring myself to sew on paper with this, so I think I'm going to buy a machine just for paper. If that makes you feel better, go on. Go on. I have heard that. That's why I kind of bought this sewing machine, because it's supposed to be, you know, not like a big deal and it's not expensive. So then, like I said, at the same time, I'm over here thinking, like, should I just buy another $150 machine? I saw one on Facebook, but it didn't have a lot of stitches, and I was just like, Once you get used to having all these stitches, you're like, ooh, you know what I mean? And then when you don't have them, like I've said I could survive off of just straight and zigzag stitch, but like, do I want to? You know, like, do I have to? Do I do I really want to? So I've been thinking about that too. Like, is $1,000 machine overkill? Am I gonna kill it with my cheap thread? With my cheap thread and sewing habits? It's possible. Also, that is also possible. That I'll just ruin these good people's machine. It's possible. Jen says, I don't like the look of the one you're looking at. Oh, Jen's taking shots. And I am insulted. Insult taken. Oh my goodness, you're funny, Jen. Maybe I'm just growing used to this one. And maybe I'll grow used to the other one. But it's just so wide and it's so heavy. And I'm just like, I'm kind of turned off by that. But like I try to reason with myself, like, maybe that's what a good sewing machine is supposed to feel like. I was like, maybe that's what it's supposed to be like. But I was just like, that's my husband coming back. I was like, what is happening? I'm all set up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Are you sleepy?
Not quite yet.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna be live for another 30 or so.
Okay.
You push the light back where it was, please.
Yes.
Thank you. Bernina is almost 25 years old, and it cost me almost $2,000 back then. It was a treat for me. That's what I told the lady. I said, I had this $160 sewing machine lasted me 6 years. I said, that sewing machine better last me, I don't know, 30. It better last me 100 years, like. And she said that she's basically been like a Vikings #1 fan, and that she has 12 of them. And I said, how old is your oldest one? And she said, I think she said it was like from 87 or 83. One of those 2 years. And then I was like very impressed by that. I do want something that lasts. But then also I'm thinking to myself, like, am I going to just ruin it with my cheap thread and my scrap fabrics to paper projects? I don't know. I hope I don't. Sometimes that's why it's like, well, why did you need something so expensive? Maybe something cheaper would have been just as good. I don't know. I'm still gonna look around. It's gonna take me a while to decide. This looks so cute though with the little pink tag. It's just like a tab to pull it out. But I guess technically that makes it a tag. I didn't know what to call these. I was like, what should I call these? They're not tags? Are they tags? I don't know. They just are cute. And I just wanted to do it. No, it doesn't hurt the machine. Although sewing on paper doesn't hurt the machine, just the needle, right? That's what I've heard, is that paper dulls the needle. So you could have like keep a set of needles for paper and keep a set of needles for fabric. I myself have found no problem really whatsoever with my needle getting any sort of damage. I can't really tell if it's specifically from sewing paper, but I really have no complaints. It's not like I go through needles like crazy, She just said that if I use cheaper threads, that the machine inside might get dustier, basically, is what she's saying. The machine might get dusty, and I said, I get it serviced regularly. And she's like, that's good, because some people think that you don't have to. And then she's like, you wouldn't drive your car without oiling it. And I really wouldn't. We're on top of that oil situation. We don't know anything about cars, but we know to get the oil changed when it needs to be changed. So we stay on top of that. Miss Gigi. And then she's like, oh, but I'll show you how to clean it, is what she said. She said, show me how to clean so I can clear the dust. Because I clean this machine fairly often, especially once I notice that I've sewn a lot. I will clean it out. And then I get it serviced every 2 years. Let's see here. And I use it a lot for both fabric and paper. And technically it's a cheap sewing machine, so I'm sure a more expensive sewing machine might be fine with it as well. As long as I get serviced regularly, Still on the fence, still nervous. Still nervous about picking it. I don't know. We'll see. Because this machine, it works just fine. Like, I really don't have any problems with it that I can really, say, oh, I need a new machine right now, the second it doesn't work, The problem I have with the sewing machine currently is that there's this, grinding sound, this, little sand grinding type of deal. I don't know. And it's been serviced. It's been supposedly reserviced, and they said there's nothing wrong with it. It's just got plastic parts. And it's not the best sewing machine. That's what they said. And you should consider buying a new sewing machine. But there isn't anything technically wrong with it, which is why I can shop around, I can look around and see what there is out there. Because I don't need it yet, but I don't know if that sound is any sign of anything to come. I don't know. But I certainly want to prepare with at least maybe choosing which one I'm going to get and how I'm going to pay for it. Okay, let me see. Do I have any more fabric? Or is that it? Because I don't have infinite fabrics here. Ooh. There's this green one, which is pretty cute. Oop. That always scares me. I push the button. Every time. It gets me every time. I don't know why my finger just wants to slide to turn it off. I don't know why. But that happens to me 3 out of 4 times. Thank you, Miss Jen. Hi, Cindy. This one looks like some Girl Scout tag or something. Wait. I've had these vocabulary words for a minute, and I really don't know what to do with them. This looks really cute. And I got the idea of somebody from some Facebook group. I really can't remember who it was, but I apologize. But it looks really cute. And I said, I have those. I can make those. And then I have all these cute little fabrics. Like I said, you mix and match them with the threads. I'm going to make some. Actually, that's what I should have done. I'm going to make some with sunflowers from my sunflower journal. So let me grab my fabric scraps for that, which I have kind of organized in this container. Let's see, this is too small. I have some big pieces in here, perhaps. Perhaps that's what I should have done. Hello, Daisy. We are working on 700 projects at once. Can't you remember? Okay, let's see. Put this down. Okay. Kind of just want the sunflower parts, obviously. I think I did about 2.5. I believe is what I said. Okay. There's only oops, sorry, I hit the camera. There's only 2 sunflowers here. I gotta remember, we're also doing sunflower stuff. Okay. Man, I saw some really cute sunflower fabric at Walmart recently. I went today, it was still there. Super cute sunflower fabric. I don't know if they have it out at your Walmart, but they did at mine. And I got really jealous. Got really upset. Flashy flashcards. I realize I do have cheap threading and I lied. Jen, you've been lying to me this whole time, Jen. I knew you were a lie. Jen, I knew you were a lie this whole time. I will tell your warranty if you don't. I promise I won't tell. That's why I don't believe anything you say, Jen. That's why. You wanna know why? That's why. You lie all the time. You lie all the time, and I'm like, you don't even feel bad about it. I swear. I don't believe anything you say now. It's all up for debate. Let's see. Yes. I actually kind of like it with just one little stitch. It looks a little cuter to me. And this is kind of large. Too large. Maybe did I not cut it down to size? It's possible. It's very possible. There we go. That's fine. Good enough. I'll let it slide, Jen. I'll let it slide this time. Hang on, let's see. 2.5. Oops. I gotta keep my finger away from there. I really do. There we go. Now we can just slice them up. Get a few of these done. Okay, there we go. Gotta get myself reorganized here. Okay. I saw a flood in Vegas on Instagram. Here's the thing about floods in Las Vegas that you need to know. The same places you see flooded in those videos flood all the time. It's not new. It's not new. It's not a big deal. They literally flood all the time. You'll always see a video of the link flooded. The parking lot there always floods. And it has flooded for literal decades at the link, before the link was the link. The video of the Caesars, it happens every time it rains. They make these hotels out of cardboard because they figure it never rains. And then they patch it up with the same stuff, with the same cardboard. So that will always happen. At the Caesars, it will always happen at the Link, it will always happen at the Mandalay Bay, it will always happen at the new one that I'd never seen happen. Was at the new, I think, what was it called? The Circle? Yeah, I think there was a video of the Circle a couple weeks ago, and there the rain started gushing off the wall out of a TV screen. That was new. That's new. And the streets always flood. They always flood. There is channels around town to move all the water. But there are also like the newer sections of the city that don't have the flood channels. They get flooded all the time till they get the flood channels nearby. It's always an ongoing project. As the city grows, they make more flood channels. We're pretty efficient with that. Just the casinos, I don't know. They just patch things or it just dries until the next rain. I don't know what these casinos are on. I can't explain that. But the link is always flooded. That parking lot. That parking lot is hazardous during the rain. And it always has been. Always has been. The New York. I don't know anything about that place. There's really nothing there for me. I've gone there a couple of times, but nothing. I didn't see anything crazy. But of course, I've never stayed in any of the hotels here in town. I've literally never stayed in any. Wait, I think one time we did stay at the Flamingo. I think we stayed at the Flamingo one time. But I wouldn't know anything about the inside of the hotel or anything. I just know like walking around and what restaurants are there, and I've never had a reason to go there. It's not so smoky, and I had a hot tub in my room. Nice. They're all considering banning smoking. But who knows when that'll happen. Gotta get some for my sunflower journal. I gotta take advantage here. Got one more. I think I'm gonna do more of these blue ones just to make it even. I'm gonna make, what is this, 5 and maybe I'll make it 5. Well, this is 6, so maybe I'll do 6 and 6. We'll see how many I can get out of that blue fabric. It's only a very small portion of sunflowers is on that one. From New York, Long Island. Then, Kathy, there's nothing there for you. There's absolutely nothing there for you. When we went there before we got kids. Cute. So that's the one time you should go to Vegas when you'll have children. I went to Vegas as a child and I hated it. I hated it. Because my parents would just like drop us off somewhere or leave us at my aunt's house. And it was just so boring. They would literally have us waiting in the hallway of the casino. Like, so boring. But anyways, yeah. This is just going in the trash. This is just like whatever fabric. There's just literally no reason to keep this. It's not cute. I don't want it. It's going in the trash. Okay, so here we got another piece. Let me get the rest of my scraps here. Here we go. Oh wait, is this better? No. No, it's not. Okay, so these are all kind of big pieces. Okay, so let's see. So we get. Didn't even know there was a New York hotel. Yes, there is. And I'm sure if you've gone to New York, it's nothing like New York. I'm sure of it. Hang on. Make it as even as I can. I don't know if that's possible here. So I'm making these tab sizes. They're 1.5 by 2.5. This is the size I'm looking for. Tighten it. I don't know if there's any point in these pieces. This will work. This will work. This I gotta work on. This is 2 inch, so I need to be 1.5 inches. But let's work on the length first. It needs to be 2.5. There's a casino after the Luxor, which that place was. A lot of these hotels feel run down. let's just say that. Let's just say, unless it's a brand new hotel, brand new, they all kind of show their age. But what do I know? What do I know? Okay. Yeah, this will make it 6. Okay, that's good enough for me. Just need to get that project also out of the way here. Make some for that. The only casinos that I kind of revisit, I kind of do go to the Bellagio. There's always something cool going on at the Bellagio. Like their botanical art installment is pretty cool to see. Sometimes they host museum things. Like one time I went to go see something about Warhol. They have like a couple of free days for their art exhibits that they have there sometimes. So I think I've gone there for a Warhol exhibit. I've also gone there, I want to say for a Monet exhibit. Or they had a Monet there. I can't remember. But their botanical display is always nice to take your touristy friends and family to, because it changes all the time. So I like checking that place out. And then I also go to the Venetian a lot. I'm kind of used to the layout of the Venetian because I kind of worked there for a while. Not at, I didn't work for the hotel itself, but I worked at the Venetian quite a lot. And so I'm kind of used to the layout. And so sometimes I go there. They also have a botanical display, as well as they have, what's that one guy from Bohoken? The Cake Boss, I think is the name. Cake Boss. The Buddy. Cake Boss guy. So somebody always wants to go see his restaurant. Some touristy friend always wants to go see the Cake Boss Bakery. And then they have a restaurant there too. So I've gone there for that as well. Where else do I go to? There's always something going on at the Paris. They have some good, they have the Gordon Ramsay Steakhouse at the Paris. I've gone there a couple times for that. I do kind of go to Planet Hollywood. They do have some things there. And Caesar's Palace. And that's about it. I kind of stick to those. Those have the most entertainment for me as a local to even, because the Caesar's Palace has like a very cool mall. That's where the App Store is. So we used to go there because of the App Store. They also have a Mac Pro store there, and that's like different from the other Mac stores. So I would go there for that. And they have a Cheesecake Factory there too, next to the aquarium, which is really cool. And the Mandalay Bay, I used to go to the Mandalay Bay a lot, but ever since that event happened there, I have not desired to go back. So I've not gone back to Mandalay Bay in over 5 years. I'm traumatized. I'm traumatized. Let me tell you that right now. Trauma. The trauma. I refuse to go there ever again. Ever, 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 never, ever. What event? It was the biggest shooting. Happened October 1st, 2017. I was living right here with my mom at that time. I could see the see the stocks in the back. Yes, I have this blue and this purple. Sorry, and I have some yellow done, and then I have the brown I'm working on. Yeah, I did those before I went live. I was like, I have to have something, so I just started doing this before I went live. So I did get a little head start on it. Oh, on my birthday. Yeah, that event. And I'm just still flabbergasted. Just flabbergasted, I think, is the word to describe how I felt since then about that place. And I just refuse to go there. And I have no need to go there, and I will not go there. Just bad juju. Bad juju. Yes, I always have different color threads. I cannot just have one. I have to have all the color threads. I basically did a bobbin's worth of every color. I loaded up the bobbin, and that's what I did for how many cards it lasted. I always have to have different colors. I just thought the sunflower ones would look good with this brown rather than the purple or the blue. So I'm glad I got a little bit of a neutral in there. Ooh, this is gonna look super cute, this one. I love this fabric. Who does Jed? Who does Jed? Who? It looks so beautiful. I love it. I just love it. You, all the colors. I have always loved colors. Always. I always dress in black. I've always dressed in black. You could look at me in my pictures as a kid. I dress in black, but I always have like a flower something or color something, you know? Like I'm dressed in all black, but like my sweater is purple. That's how I always dress before. And always, of course, flowers. I gotta have flowers. Gotta have color. Yeah, gotta. Ooh, this one got short. That's okay. That's okay too. I dressed in black in the late 90s. You were born in the wrong era. I know. I was telling my husband, I said, I think I've narrowed down what my personality is. I said, I think I am a mix of Brain from Pinky and the Brain and Daria. I said, I think that's my personality, my spirit animals. Because honestly, like Brain and Pinky and the Brain, that was me. That was my favorite thing as a kid. I don't know why. I'm not gonna say Pinky because I would be insulting myself, but I'm definitely Brain. If that mouse Brain had a child with Daria somehow, if a lab rat was somehow able to have a child with a person, and that other person was Daria, that's me. That is like me to a T. Yeah, I am very much that. And people in real life are always calling me out like, you're funny, but like it's funny because you don't like laugh when you say it. They're like, you have a very straight face when you say things. If you don't know Daria, girl, you are missing out on some good TV. Let me tell you. Daria is half my personality. If there's another show that I've watched as many times as King of the Hill, it's Daria. It's on Paramount Plus. Yeah, I think it's on Paramount Plus. Freaking love me some Daria, you guys. Oh my god. Like, it's just like, she was like she wasn't like goth or anything, but she wasn't like a preppy kid. And her younger sister was. And it was just like, my sister was like that. It's kind of funny because I was like, oh, I'm her, and my sister is her sister. Like, it was very uncanny resemblance between our relationships and their relationships. I was like, that is us. You're obsessed with fashion, and I just want to watch the History Channel. Like, you want to look good, you want to do your makeup and everything. I just want to, like, do some art and, like, be in my PJs. Yes, Gigi. That explains King of the Hill. They're actually, you know what's funny is King of the Hill and Daria, they're actually made by the same person. They're actually connected, so it makes sense that I like them, to be honest. They're both Mike Judge. Is it Mike Judge? Mike Judge. I think it's Mike Judge. They're both by the same person, so it makes sense that I like both. It's like the same thing as King of the Hill. The reason why I like King of the Hill, I'll tell you right now, is because like not a single line is wasted. The whole show, every single line is a punchline. And that is why I love King of the Hill. And I always tell my husband, I always compare everything to King of the Hill. And I always tell him, you know why I like King of the Hill? Because every line is funny. There is not a single unfunny line in any episode. I'm just crazy. I'm crazy. I talk about King of the Hill way too much. You really should check out Daria. It's a really good, like, even as an adult, you probably enjoy it. And if you grew up in the 90s, then you'll definitely understand Daria. Like, it's all 90s out. You will understand it. You will get it. And you will also agree that I am Daria. I'm just kidding. but it's a really good show. I love it. Okay, you guys, I am pretty much done here for tonight. We will come back tomorrow, and I'll hopefully get some work done on my sunflower journal. I just want to do this tonight, but tomorrow I need to do some clusters, some little collages, so I need to work on that next. I said that I was going to do that tonight, and I didn't. But anyways, that's how it goes. Okay, everybody have a good night. We will reconvene again tomorrow. I get this nice little stash done. Almost gone through the brown, still have all this purple to do, still have all this blue. So that's what I'll be doing either tonight after I get up for my nap or tomorrow. I hope everybody has a good day. I hope you try these. It's pretty cute if you have some vocabulary cards, because there's still actually a lot of journaling space around the letters. So anyways, I hope everybody had a good day, and we will come back and reconvene tomorrow. Okay, everybody have a good night, and thank y'all so much for the companionship. Okay, bye-bye.